Everything that they said Trump was, Diddy is. Sex trafficking, abuse, federal raids, and it all ties back to the shooters and the accusers. Hit play because this one is deeper than rap.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. The iron law of projection, especially woke virtue signaling projection from Hollywood, remains undefeated. Accuse your enemy of that which you are guilty of. A reminder that Diddy was used by the Democrat Party and CNN in order to call for President Trump's removal because he's such a bad person, saying that white men like Trump need to be banished from society.
Need to be banished. White men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking.
They screamed dictator while they rigged elections. They even called Trump a sexist while Diddy was running private freak islands. Do you see the pattern yet? Let's just keep going, man. You gotta check Benny out.
It's real dangerous.
It's real dangerous, says Diddy. Well, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and check the record here. Where is President Trump today and where is Diddy? Donald Trump is off signing trillions of dollars of new trade deals with the Arab states, being welcomed like a conquering king in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. And Diddy is in prison, fighting for his life, will most likely spend the rest of that life in jail as his sick and despicable crimes are laid bare before the entire country. But oh man, is this getting dark. This Diddy trial has taken an unexpected turn. Disturbed Diddy jury gasps as they see horrific images of Cassie and escorts and freak-offs. So they had this all on film. Cassie, this was his girlfriend of 10 years, recalls how she was ordered to have sex with male sex workers and then apply copious amounts of baby oil to herself to keep herself glistening. Combs' defense says that he's guilty of being a cuck, domestic violence, but not of sex trafficking. Of course, his domestic violence episodes are on tape. It's not enough for Diddy to spend his life in prison. Every single celebrity who participated in the demonic activities must spend life in prison too. And I believe there's hundreds of them. Covering the Diddy trial, and I need a shower. The levels of depravity which this fallen man is capable of knows no bounds. I mean, it was apparently really sick stuff. Cassie Ventura.
The one question I have before we keep going, guys, sorry to pause it so early, but where was the media for 20 years? You know, they had no problem digging through Trump's taxes, mortgages, anything. But when it comes to Diddy, and he had victims, he had mansions, he had all types of lawsuits, right? Where was the CNN special done on him? Where was it done for the real criminals? They like to call the man out. That's the president that they put him through everything. But you have this person. He's cancerous to the United States too. They have this person doing whatever, roaming, doing whatever. Let's just keep going, guys. You have to hear this.
Testified that she did not remember how the term freak off came about. She recalled that Sean Combs proposed this sexual encounter that he called voyeurism, where he'd watch me in intercourse and sexual activity with another man. I just remember my stomach falling, she would say. She was 22 years old at the time. And she was doing this to make him happy. She broke down on the stand. There's footage of this. There's footage of them. Here they are, Cassie and Diddy at his 48th birthday party at the Girls Gone Wild house in Mexico. Cassie exposes humiliating sex acts with strangers, Diddy's disgusting fetish, as his kids watch on. So there's apparently videos of all of this happening inside of the courthouse. But here's where this story takes a very, very dark, sinister, and world-shattering turn. Diddy paid me for sex, says Trump hotel shooter. It's a man named Jonathan Odie. We're going to talk a little bit about Jonathan Odie. Who is Jonathan Odie? He's a man that was arrested in 2018. What did he do? He went into President Trump's club in Miami, Trump Terrell, and he shot up the chandelier. And he did this to send a message. He said in the police interrogation video after this incident that he was Diddy's sex slave, and everyone just laughed him off. And I was like, what are you talking about? Then it turns out that there's proof of Diddy paying this man a $5 million NDA, something you don't pay to somebody unless, well, you were their sex slave. former porn star who engaged in shootout with cops after storming the lobby of Trump's National Golf Club in Doral, was identified in court as someone Sean Diddy Combs allegedly hired for sexual encounters multiple times in Miami. Jonathan Odie, who at the time was just totally written off as a crazy man and a crackpot, is now being identified in court by Cassie as a man who Diddy paid to have sex with her. After his arrest, he claimed he was kept as a sex slave by Combs, but he claims a lot of other things too that we're going to jump into here, which is
Listen
insane.
to this. Listen.
Okay. But here's what I think is the most powerful and important to note. Jonathan Odie, and we've reviewed his entire interrogation video, which is public. While there is a bit of rambling in there, he exposes some absolutely stunning truths that turned out to be reality. He said that President Trump was going to be assassinated and that there was a dark and satanic group behind assassination attempts of Donald Trump and that they were going to shoot him and they were going to kill him, just like JFK. He said this in 2018, a full 8 years before they actually shot Donald Trump in the head, a la JFK, on camera, on-air execution. He said that Diddy is part of the Illuminati and that he's working in a satanic and pedophile cult with the Bushes and with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. And that it's all connected. And that he was doing this, he actually went to Trump's club to try and send a message that President Trump was about to be assassinated. Are there coincidences in this world? I'm going to play you the tapes and you can decide for yourself. Okay, we've gone through and we've got the tapes and we've done the research and you can watch them for yourself. Well, everything I've just told you is true. Breaking. Diddy, sex slave, and Trump hotel shooter, who claims Diddy, Hillary Clinton, and the Obamas are part of a satanic cabal, says he secretly recorded Diddy at Freakoff due to fear that Cassie Ventura may end up dead. But now Cassie Ventura has confirmed that Jonathan Odie is...
Make sure you guys hit that like button, man, because this gets deep. You know, and I'm starting to believe this isn't some type of coincidence. It never was. This was not a coincidence. This is a cleanup to get rid of this man because he has information on dang near everybody. I'm telling you guys, man, the Clinton connection shows up. Come on, this is deep.
Isn't crazy, and that this all happened. Cassie Ventura confirmed the Trump hotel shooter and self-proclaimed Diddy sex slave, who claims Diddy, Hillary Clinton, and Obama are part of a sex cabal, was one of Diddy's sex workers. Cassie Ventura identified Jonathan Odie as one of the sex workers who she was forced to engage in freak-off parties with. Odie, who shot a firearm at Trump Doral in Miami, according to him, to get Trump's attention, said that Diddy, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama are part of a cabal that are trying to kill President Trump. He claimed that Diddy was part of a black Illuminati group that engages in pedophilia, animal abuse, satanic rituals, CIA mind control. He also mentioned satanic rituals conducted at Bohemian Grove. He said that the satanic group had an agenda to kill Donald Trump and an assassination attempt was coming, just like with JFK. He described Butler, Pennsylvania in 2018, and it's on tape. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
They try to sit there and they make everybody that speaks up, they tarnish their names. You know, they tarnish their names and they make them look like a person that's insane. So once he came out and said this, they probably wanted to end Trump before the election. You know, they wanted to make sure he couldn't even start our campaign, right? Kamala was supposed to be in office. Hillary Clinton was supposed to be in office. One of those two people was supposed to be in office, but God had other plans. That's a major thing you got to take from this. God had other plans.
Let's begin. This is the official Jonathan Odie interrogation videos, where first he describes the relationship with Diddy and Cassie and says that Diddy paid him to have sex with Cassie, that she is now confirmed in court.
Okay. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters.
So he describes how he was paid by Diddy to have sex with his girlfriend, and this happened about 15 times, and he was paid about $1,000 per session, and that he filmed these sessions. This is what he was describing in 2018. This, again, is Jonathan Odie. He's like an adult male porn star and also like a Chippendales dancer is what he did as like for his career. All right. Then he shoots up the Trump Hotel, and then he walks in and he gives this testimony that he's Diddy's sex slave and that he's paid to have sex with his girlfriend. This has now been confirmed. Okay, so what else does he say? Here's what he has to say about President Trump and why he shot up the Trump Doral, that Donald Trump is under threat of an assassination attempt.
With Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why I on the front desk and I blow the chandelier. Basically, what I did that for is to transmit a statement to the American people and to Donald Trump that we're not accepting any more corruption and abuse from their system of friends. Okay? Donald's still blind because he thinks that he let Hillary off the hook and she's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying, okay. Keep going.
It ain't like that. The CIA and then they want to do the same thing that they did to JFK.
There it is.
Okay?
All right.
Why? Because they want the United States to fall. They've already been creating a state of chaos
And I wouldn't be surprised if they edit this audio, guys. I'm sorry if you're listening. They got him looking crazy, man. And they want you to sit there and watch this like, do you hear him? Do you hear how crazy this sounds? After everything they did to Trump, do you think this is crazy? Do you think this is crazy? What he's saying.
confusion in the United States and they want the United States to fall. Donald was against their agenda and won the presidency, okay?
So in this section of the interrogation, you can hear Jonathan Odie say that President Trump is going to be shot like JFK because Donald Trump stands against a system of corruption that has been put in place. What system of corruption is that? Well, here Jonathan Odie describes how Diddy, he knows, is a member of the Illuminati. It is a satanic cult that controls people that is run out of the CIA.
So, I know you may or may not, I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
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 Okay.
Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. They've made it in dance. Basically, what it means, illuminated.
I got you.
Okay. They do satanic ritual abuse, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. on the crew, and they bond that way. Okay, so they do sexual pedophilia, they do animal abuse, killing of animals, blood sacrifices, and everything in the Bohemian Grove. Okay,
all right.
The Bohemian Grove, the Bushes go there. George Senior and George, both of them are in the same agenda. They cousins with the Clintons. Okay.
So here he is saying that the Clintons and the Bushes are part of a satanic cult.
This isn't political. This is strictly blackmail, and it's about power, right? And it's exposing the puppets that are behind the curtain. Does that make sense to you guys? It's exposing these people. I've noticed. I've noticed one thing. Once the one puppet falls, once one person Diddy, everybody starts pointing fingers. Because now I think it's an illusion that they're trying to launch on you guys to where you don't understand what's going on. So they released this type of footage right here. This type of stuff should have been buried, but they got it all choppy. They're like, oh, everybody's asleep. No one's gonna know what's going on. They probably think that guy's crazy. That's exactly what they want you to think, man.
Where it's pedophilic and they sacrifice animals. And then he talks further about the Clintons and how there is a Illuminati element that is the black Illuminati, that P. Diddy is part of that. He knows about this because he was at all of their parties and he was overhearing everyone talk about it.
With Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay.
So he's connecting Diddy to Clinton through the satanic cult and also through the Illuminati, and then saying that these people are, again, going to assassinate Donald Trump.
Night, Friday morning. I mean, how did all of this? I think I better understand what you're saying, but what I want to know is how did that prompt you? How did that make you do what you did that night?
Well, we're getting to a point that his assassination is coming, okay? Because it's an agenda they're perpetrating on the media and the news. Example, Madonna is a client of Mercedes, Ben Mercedes. He has her go on public TV and say, oh, someone should, I thought so many times of going up and blowing up the White House.
Gotcha.
Okay? They give her that little message. That little message is Hillary's message, okay? Because Hillary sends it to Gary Ross, and Gary Ross gives it to Mercedes, and they give it to
Gotcha.
the
Yeah,
Donald.
yeah.
Okay, now
I get all of that.
you're gonna need an internet so I can show you. If I show you the website, you're just gonna go like, oh fuck.
Okay, so it's going to be easy to write off this guy's insane ramblings. And by the way, the entire
Exactly what I said.
deposition is available online. You can go watch it for yourself. What you'll find here is you'll find that Jonathan Odie explains that because he was at so many Diddy parties and because he was so close with Diddy, he just overheard all of his conversations. That Diddy signed a $5 million NDA with him, which is true. And now Cassie has confirmed that this was happening. This is the guy that was paid to have sex with her. So if all of those things are true, then what else is true?
Exactly.
Is Diddy part of a black Illuminati group?
Then it makes you think, did these people really try to do that to Trump? You know, did they really go after him? Is this way deeper than they think? Because I haven't heard anything about this shooter that they got pictures of try to take out Trump. Have you? Have you seen anything? I haven't heard anything about the healthcare guy, you know, that took out the CEO. I'm just saying, guys, it makes sense.
Is he like connecting the Clintons with a satanic cult ritual group?
Deep.
I mean, when you look at the Podesta emails and you look at the connections with Epstein, it really starts to click and make sense. And I'm just saying, like, when there's one lie, you can find a bunch of lies. When someone's telling the truth, which at the very least, on the stand right now under oath, Cassie is saying, no, this guy, it was a sex slave for Diddy, and he was paid to have sex with me and others for Diddy's pleasure. I mean, if he was telling truth about that, is he telling the truth about everything else? He says he has recordings. Does he have recordings of these conversations of Diddy talking about this?
Trying to make this guy look
Will
crazy.
that come out in the trial? This man is still in prison in Florida. He's awaiting trial himself.
So, guys, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if something happens to this guy because, like I said, these people all start pointing fingers once the puppet is pointed out. And let me get this straight. Trump was indicted for documents. Meanwhile, Diddy is getting raided for trafficking. And the Clintons are whispering in the shadows. And the media is sitting there acting like this is just business as usual. This isn't politics anymore, guys. It's exposure. Play stupid games, win federal raids. We're watching all this fall down in real time. Let me know what you guys think about this quick video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.